Roy, for people that have never been in a fight in their lives, what are these last few days of preparation like? What is the mental process? Do you go kind of quiet? Do you go introspective? Or, what is it like these days before a bout?
You go a little introspective, but you also go about trying to figure out, or realizing how good life has been, how good God has been to you. You try to appreciate the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've tallied in your life. It's very important that you reflect on your life and know who you were, who you are, because nothing promises you that you're going to come out the same. So you have to get your one or two last glimpses of life as it was. Get your last few words out to anybody you need to fix anything up where you need to fix that, because you never know what tomorrow holds. So when I get down to the last moment, it's like getting ready to go to war in a sense, because when you get on a plane to go to a war, you don't know that you're ever coming back. And that's the same way you do in a boxing match. You don't know that you're ever going to be the same. So when you get down to the last few days, you just kind of reflect on your life. You show your appreciation. You enjoy what you've done. And if you really love fighting, then you feel like it's the happiest time in the world for you.
Huh. Have you always had this gratitude ritual, or is this something that you appreciate more as you get older?
I've always had that gratitude ritual, always.
Wow. And is this ultimately why you fight then, to give you those moments of clarity where you can be grateful for having this opportunity to be alive?
I wouldn't say that's necessarily why I fight, but I do know that that's part of why I am who I am, because if you don't appreciate things, then if you don't have something that'll make you appreciate it, then you'll take it for granted. But fighting makes me appreciate it, because, like I said, I know anytime anything can happen. I mean, look what happened with Nigel Benn and Gerald McClellan. Gerald thought that was just going to be another fight that he'd win, and look what happened, never fought again. So you have to know that, take those things into perspective before you go in the ring, because any day can be your last day. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody.
Yeah, I had Nigel Benn in the studio years ago, and we talked about that fight. And I remember I started that interview off, and I said, Nigel, you're a boxer. He said, no, I'm not a boxer. I'm a fighter. He said, when I go in there, I don't know if I'm coming out. And it's serious business, but I think a lot of times as a fan, we don't see that aspect of it.
You don't see the aspect of it, and you don't hear the aspect of it. And that's why it's so different with even other sports, because sometimes people don't understand that when you go into a fight, it's not guaranteed that you're coming out.
I think you once said, and this is a quote from you, you said, quote, I'm from a world where it's about animalistic survival. The animals don't run, they don't make excuses, they don't cry, they fight, they win, or they die. Is that mentality you're talking about?
That's exactly that mentality I'm talking about. And so many people take that mentality for granted, or don't get the fact that this is life, this is what it really is. So, we get away from things like that. Yet, like I said, what confuses me is that, like, even in my country, this country, you have to take, and at 17 years old or 18 years old, you have to sign up to be drafted to a war. And if you get drafted to a war, you got to go put your life on the line. And for most kids, it's something that they never even thought of, something that they never even had a nightmare about. They know nothing about putting their lives on the line at 17 or 18 years old. Are you serious? But if a war breaks out, they have to be signed up to be shipped off to war. But they tell you that they don't want you to associate with animals or anything like that will fight to the death. And I understand what they're trying to say, but if you're going to send my kid to fight for the death, to the death and put his life on the line, at least give him some parallels or something that he can relate to give him an idea of what he's about to go face.